It's a boy. Yeah. For like 2 months, I was counting down time. Still very tender. And we scared all weeks.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah. What? Oh.
Dancing robot, soccer player,
We're going to spend
third, and you took first, so it's dancing robot, you get time to music.
I know forever. That was very nice this morning.
It was very nice. I enjoyed it. More. Girl is.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah.
I talked to Marianne.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, like the shrimp wrapper? Oh, that's fine.
For her,
Like color, like the decorative.
She said they went to the beginning, like, I got kids on the
That's just like a thing. Notice things. All I do is take a so Travis is the
It's in the first row.
It's just like a mix of things.
Sure.
He's been doing some stuff there. Decorations.
Page 2 of the book.
He has a beach. Yeah. He, I don't like, he's really good for regular. Yeah. His PhD. He just started off in couple, that's where most of his aggression comes from. Like, from the drink from a farm. So, when they come up to get that car, and they have all the things. So, he gets pretty
So this is how many?
She was invited to the PBA course show. She was one of the 5 kids from her school. And that was unusual. And then she had her talent show. That was good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, apparently my sister says I
Okay. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. And this is a very special Shabbat as we are celebrating with Lila as Lila becomes Bat Mitzvah. And so we have lots of treats for after our service at our Oneg, and an opportunity to celebrate a little bit, a pre-celebration, right? And so we'll begin on page 2 as we welcome Shabbat and invite Lila and her whole family forward to light our Shabbat candles.
Should they come up if they want to? They don't have, you don't have to. You don't have to.
You're up already.
If you want to come. Yeah. You want to?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Yasher Koach. Thank you. Let's turn together to page 10 as we join in Ma Yafeh Hayom, how beautiful this day is.
I haven't gotten to do this song in a long time. Because eerie winter. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Continuing with Kabbalat Shabbat on page 12, Lechu Neranana, come, let us sing joyously to God.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzuri sheinu, lekadma v'toda. Naria, naria, litzuri sheinu, Tizmirot ha'irano. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai.
Turning to page 20, we join in Lecha Dodi as we welcome our Shabbat bride.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, yishmi'anu el ha'milchad, Adonai לתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת תקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת תקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה. מראש מכרם משוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת תקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת תקבלה. בואי בשלום לתת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת תקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת תקבלה.
Please be seated as we continue, page 22. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, a psalm, a song for Shabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. והגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינות. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון.
Continuing on page 24, Shalom Aleichem, those words of welcome, those blessings, those prayers for peace and wholeness for all of us. And so we say Shalom Aleichem, and in response we reply,
Alechem
Alechem
shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mechem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Bechuni leshalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidkem leshalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn together to page 26 and rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadal shmirapa,
Amen.
Amadi v'rachute v'amlich mochute, B'chayechon u'yomechon, U'chayedecho beit Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, U'vizman kariv, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehi shmira b'mevorach, le'olam olam le'omaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach v'yishtabach, Yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shmei Kodesha,
Berichu.
Ve'la min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma, V'yimeru, Amen.
Continuing with Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach,
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Please be seated as we continue on page 30 with Ma'ariv Aravim, thanking God for those miracles, those wonders of creation. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, B'chokhmah Poteach Sha'arim, Uvitvuna Meshane Itim, Umachalif Et Hazmanim, Umisader Et HaKochavim, B'mishmerotehem B'rakia Kirtzono, Borei Yom V'Layla, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, V'choshech Mipnei Or, Uma'avir Yom Umevi Layla, Umavdil Ben Yom Uvein Layla, Adonai Tzivaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim. Page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Ahavat olam made Yisrael, Amecha avta, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta, Al Kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, U'kumeinu nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvot כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם ולילה נגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We invite Lila forward to help lead us as we turn together to page 34 and we rise for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated.
We continue with Va'ahavta, top of the following page.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בעיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים ללכם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. All right, Lila, Jesse and I are going to go sit down and relax. You lead the rest of the service. No? Okay. Nicely done. Thank you. We turn together to page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. So we join in our song of freedom, Micha Mocha, page 40.
Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai yai lai 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 la 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 lai Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai Micha mocha ne'er b'kodesh Nora tehilot Hosefelet Nora tehilot Hosefelet
מלכות אחר אהוב עיניך בוקר ים לפני משה ומרים, Ze'elianu va'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Let's join together at the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim.
We turn together to page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment that endures forever. And what happened once upon a time happens all the time. As we join in Vishamru, thanking God for the blessings, the experiences of Shabbat, as we celebrate together this very special Shabbat as Lila becomes Bat Mitzvah, reads Torah and leads us in prayer for the first time officially. And so we thank God for those opportunities and the opportunity we have to celebrate together with you.
Nishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. Nishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. B'nei b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. U'bayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam.
We'll ask Lila to come forward once again as we prepare to join in the Amidah as we turn together to page 46 and rise. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. Page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia gita hilateha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanoah, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem, V'Na'al Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Rav L'Choshia, Morim Atah, Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, U'Chayim Emunato, L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Midon Elah, Melech Minit U'Mechayeh, U'Matzniach Yeshua, Ne'eman Atav L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated as we continue page 57. Retzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael, ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 59. Let's join together at the top of the page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And let's continue on page 61 together as we join in our prayer for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lecha Shalom L'tov Levarech et Amcha Yisrael Bechol et uchol shah Yishlomecha Baruch atah Adonai Oseh HaShalom.
We take a few moments for silent prayer, those personal communications, those personal prayers, those conversations that we may want to have with God.
There we go. Yehiu leratzon imrefi behegion libi lefanecha Adonai Suri
We turn together to page 253. And we think of all those in our lives, our family, our friends, our community members, people in our community, extended friends, people that we know, people we don't perhaps even know, but who need a blessing of healing. A healing can come in so many different forms. Healings of body or mind or heart or soul. And in our congregation, we especially mention Ross McCullough, Marcia Koblitz, Eric Shabetta, Doug Botner, Louis Tenenbaum, Melanie Wood, Corinne Egan, Darlene Sharp, John Myers, Robert Unger, Jordan Kozwetsky, Michael Kroner, Carol Ford, Elliot Goldman, Judy Goldman, Vera Shervetsky, Burko Shervetsky, Benson Rakusin, Barbara Rakusin, Tony Raymond, Bill Gilbert, Mary Ann Flatterly, Susan Gold Brose, Bruce Brose, Mark Minicelli, Ben Hackshaw, Judy Goldstein, Maria DiFrancesco, Frank Minicelli, William Krowinski, Riley Olson, Christine Rosenberg, Manny Lowe, Tammy Kraus, Kitty Harrington, and Ailish Lenke. If you're joining us via live stream and you would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. If you are here in person and would like to add a name, as I look around, please add whatever name you wish.
Linda Casaros, Rosie Stiville. Marlo Army Graham Liquid Fund.
Luca Maxi, Father, Holy Maxi, all animals, all women's souls, and those of old.
We join together.
Mishaperach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaperach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Well, Shabbat Shalom. This week, we have an opportunity to read not one, but two portions of Torah. So, Lila, do you have that extra portion already prepared? You're working on it? Okay, good. Right, so Lila, you have your portion, which is Achrei Mot. And then we also had an additional portion, because this year we don't have a leap month, so we have an additional portion known as Kiddushim. And so you have these two which are grouped together. And I'll let Lila take care of Achrei Mot, and I'll talk a little bit about Kiddushim. How's that? Fair? Okay, good. So Kiddushim has this amazing commandment in it. Now, most of the commandments are things like light candles. Okay, I can do that, right? You can, if you want, you can go light a candle. You can wash your hands. You can blow a shofar. You can put on tefillin. You can put up a mezuzah. All these are doable things, right? This, though, begins with the text that says, "Be holy." It's an order. It's a command. And the problem is that we don't know what that means. I mean, are we supposed to become like angels? Are we supposed to become scholars or mystics? Are we supposed to sort of float above, 6 inches above, the ground in some way? Like, what's the requirement? Like, what does it mean? And then, like in most cases, the Torah says, it tells us something. It doesn't leave holiness in this kind of abstract term. It begins to define it. And it immediately follows and says things like, we have things to do that make us holy. Just like lighting candles is an action, holiness too is an action. And the actions are things like, don't gossip. Don't cheat in business. Pay your workers on time. Care for the vulnerable people in your community. Honor your parents. Paying attention, Ben? Good. Leave the corners of your field for those who don't have food. So holiness isn't about escaping the world and becoming an angel or those kinds of things. It's really about how we behave in the world. If someone told you that they would spend the whole weekend meditating on a mountaintop, You might think, wow, that's pretty intense, a spiritual moment. But at the same time, if that same person comes down the mountain and yells at the people helping or working in stores or cuts people off in traffic or humiliates coworkers, you might question what all that spiritual energy was for. In some of the other synagogues I've worked in where we have had large parking lots and, several thousand people at once for high holidays, it never ceases to amaze me that you would have Rosh Hashanah and everybody would be wishing each other a sweet new year and then killing each other to get out of the parking lot. There once was a guy who prided himself on being really religious, whatever that means, we're not sure, but anyway, religious. He prayed every day, studied regularly, observed all the rituals, and one day noticed that his elderly neighbor was struggling to carry in the groceries. He hesitated. After all, he was on his way to his classes, and he didn't want to be late, so he kept walking while quietly telling himself that in fact, he couldn't have stopped because he was on a mission to do something sacred. When he told the story to his teacher, the teacher said, "Right, you were doing something holy. You were doing something sacred. You were given the opportunity, and you missed it." That is really the sense of Kiddushim. It's the reminder that holiness shows up disguised as ordinary moments in our lives. There's a great line in this week's portion. It says, "V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha." Love your neighbor as if it was yourself. Sounds simple, right? It's almost too simple until you actually try to do it. Because let's be honest, loving your neighbor is not always easy. Anybody have neighbors they don't love so much? Yeah? Now, especially if your neighbor, leaves their things around or is disturbing or whatever. But the Torah doesn't say just love your neighbor when they're lovable. It just says love your neighbor. And sometimes that's hard. But here's the twist. The Torah also doesn't just leave it there. It says, as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. So it raises that deeper kind of a question of how are we loving ourselves? Because if we are constantly harsh and critical and unforgiving with ourselves, that's likely how we treat others. And holiness, God never asks for perfection. It's all about striving towards it. It's all about the awareness. It's about catching ourselves in those moments when we're about to snap, about to be judgmental, about to dismiss, about not to see the opportunity we have to help. Kiddushim teaches that holiness lives in those small, brief moments. Perhaps it's the words we choose. Perhaps it's the words we choose especially when we're annoyed, right? It's easy to be kind and polite when we're happy. Harder when we're annoyed. As a teacher, Karen, yes? Sometimes it's great to be loving with your kids, and then when they do something ridiculous, you're not quite as happy about it.
I expect it.
But it's tough. It's tough. And it's not about being, this extraordinary whatever. It's about that intentionality. The working towards it, the striving, the struggling. So in this important way, we work towards the sense of holiness. Not in this grand way of, these huge endeavors, but in the sweet, quiet moments. When we speak to each other with a little bit more kindness, we judge a little less, And we give people the benefit of the doubt just a little bit more often. And if holiness doesn't get achieved, okay, so we practiced. We almost got there. And it's in the trying to get there that's really the value. So we end where we began. Who wants to be holy? You don't have a choice. God tells you have to be. It's this beautiful command. And maybe the command is really a question. Maybe it's a conversation that we've been avoiding. Maybe it's an apology that we need to make. And maybe it's simply being a little more present, a little more patient, a little more human. Kedoshim tihiyu. You will be holy. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, but here, now. In the middle of the messy whatever of real life that we have. Even in times where it's tough. Perhaps even especially when it's tough. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue with Aleinu on page 282. And Lila, would you come forward and open the ark for us? Please rise. Middle of the page.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Top of 284. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ ומושב עיקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד. Middle of 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please, be seated. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear. But if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those around us. The psalmist said that in his affliction he learned the law of God. And in truth, grief is a great teacher. When it sends us back to serve and bless the living, we learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silent in their presence, when a word will assure them of our love and concern. And so even when they are gone, The departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing. On this Shabbat, we are observing Yahrzeit for Alfred Baker, Israel Cohen, Bess Fall, Theodore Kahn, Rebecca Levick, Betty Rubin, James Simon, Shirley Bernstein, Adolf Eisenberg, Jacob Rose, Caroline Rosenthal, W. Louis Schlesinger, Heinrich Schaffner, Rose Fisher, Lottie Wolf, Henry Pudence, Florence Scharf, Erwin Strauss, Maurice Dreyfus, Nathan Feldman, Rebecca Schiller, Laura Fellheim, Madeline Dreyfus Henry, Abraham Becker, Adolf Dreyfus, Lucille Falk, Bertha Kaufman, Hannah Pollock, and Nathan Schiller. If you're joining us via live stream and you would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. If you are here in person and would like to add a name, please do so as I look around. We turn together to those words of Kaddish on page 294. Please rise. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Fran Shames forward to share some announcements.
I don't want to knock anything out of her. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And of course, Mazel Tov to your family, and thank you. And again, Jesse and Rabbi, thank you so much for a beautiful service. Okay, most of these announcements, not most, all of them, you'll find on the page in your service sheet. So I'll go over them, and you can always look back and see what you would like to see. First one is Babylon Schmabylon, Did We Really Weep by the Waters? A talk by Eric Pallant. It's going to be given this Sunday at 11 o'clock, and a light lunch will be provided. I ask that you RSVP, but I hope you did already, because...
Lunch is ordered.
Right.
But please come, please come.
Book of the Month Club will be meeting also, Monday, the 27th at 7:30, to discuss Heart of a Stranger. Tells you also to contact Janet Whitmerhouse or the office for the Zoom details if you would like to join by Zoom. The game days with Templehood, it gives the dates for Mahjong and Canasta are here also. There are only a few left this month because we only have a week left for this month. Brit Shalom will host Shabbat morning services on Saturday, May 2nd at 10 a.m. There are no services at Temple Shai Hesed on Saturday. That's Saturday, May 2nd. The Shark is Broken at PACA on Thursday, May 7th. Join Templehood for wine and cheese at 6:45. Show starts at 7:30. Tickets cost $25 and can be purchased through the Temple. Contact Bright or go onto the website. I'm sure there's a place where you can order it online. Join us as Geshe 2 leads Shabbat services on Friday, May 8th, and for our celebration Oneg after services. Then we have a baby naming, that's always fun, of Bob and Jackie Breakstone's grandson on Saturday, May 9th. RSVP to Jackie Breakstone, and it gives you her email address. And Camp Geshe, sign up will take place, the camp will take place August 10th to the 14th. Registration is open until May 31st, and again, through the website or call Bright. It's going to be a great program. I have one other announcement that's not in there, but you will be seeing a lot about it very soon. Temple is having their big fundraiser for the year, and it's going to be, sounds like it's going to be a great night. It's going to be, it's called From Shul to Show Business, and we have a lot laid out. Luckily, we're going to have Jessie singing.
Not Jessie.
Not only her, not only Jessie, but it's going to be a nice night. There's going to be some food, more like appetizers or a tapas, and wine at every table. So it should be a fun night, and you'll be seeing brochures or in one of the, here, I can't think of what it's called. Well, it's
Temple Topics.
Temple Topics, thank you, and it'll give you all the information on that.
What's the date?
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. June 6th, it's a Saturday night, and I think we decided the other day that the doors will open at 6 o'clock, because we're going to be having a silent auction. So the doors will open at 6, the show will actually start at 7:30. But it'll give you time to walk around through the silent auction and, bid on a few things, hopefully. Yeah, and talk to people, of course.
Fran,
Yes?
could you please mention who the flowers are in memory of?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, the other side, I had the backside of it. The services this week are dedicated in memory of Rose Fisher.
Okay. Lila, bring your whole crew up and let's do our blessings together. Kiddush can be found on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'yavo ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher etziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'achartak, v'otanu kidashta, Nikomim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Ben's volunteering
That's
to...
volunteering to try. No, just one.
Looks like Julie.
I think it's yours.
Is that yours?
Corwin, do you know whose? It's Julie.
It's Julie's.
Julie? Okay. Looks wonderful. Let's join together.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz,
haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Take a piece. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Please
shalom.
join us for our special oneg. We've got lots of yummy, yummy treats. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Great color.